Hello friends and family from around the world, this is Mike with Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on March 7th, 2022. Welcome to another surviving day on the planet, and welcome to the Daily Do, giving you a space weather rundown as well, world weather, earthquakes, and volcanoes, keeping humanity aware and prepared. Amazing footage here coming out from Solar Dynamics Observatory, 304 angstroms. Some activity, as you can see, some plasma filaments, both ejecting from the northwest and the southwest, as well a C.M.E, an Earth-directed C.M.E, and solar flare. Having a look here, the last 48 hours incoming, you can see on the left-hand side that is the southern limb of our sun that ejected a pretty large plasma filament, and then watch here on the left side, going to see the C.M.E. And this was an Earth-directed event, so we can expect that coming in March 9th to 10th. It's going to come very fast. This was a highly accelerated C.M.E. As well, watching the sunspot here, that sunspot is the size of our planet. Looking left, bottom left here, massive plasma filament. And we've been watching those for the last few days. And I was hoping they would stay on the surface of our sun, but they're starting to rip away right now. Observing here, multi-spectrum, you can see the C.M.E. top right, 171 angstroms. There are no Earth-facing coronal holes, nor are there any on their way. Does not look like there are any cresting as well. So mainly, it's the sunspots we will be watching. Looking at ISWA Space Prediction Spiral, you can see that C.M.E. ejected right at Soho satellite and as well Earth. We can expect that March 10th into the 11th, according to ISWA, most likely the 9th. Looking at LASCO 2, showing the last two events, Halo C.M.E. right there, as well plasma filament eruption, bottom left-hand side there. So when you see an effect all around the corona here, that is an Earth-facing C.M.E. Solar X-ray flux in the C-class range. As we saw, geomagnetic activity remains low. Real-time solar wind, pretty jagged today at about hovering around 500 kilometers per second. Peaked today at 532 kilometers per second. Schumann resonance for today, wow, a power of 52. Definitely some highly electrifying energies across the planet right now. Heads up, amplitude 52, quality of 9.2, power of 28. Let's have a look at earthquakes for the past 24 hours. Looking at a pretty busy planet, about 230 earthquakes across the USGS, largest being this 6.1 earthquake that rocked Fiji early this morning, 581 kilometer depth. As well, New Zealand with a 5.2. Pretty rare earthquake here, Tennant Creek, Australia, Northwest Territory of Australia, 4.3 at a 3 kilometer depth, as well as sizable 5.3 here in Lekit, Indonesia. As well, 4.9 Tual, and a couple 4.5s moving westward through Indonesia. 5.0 here, mid-Indian Ridge, 10 kilometer depth. Japan, Yonaguni, 4.6. And then looking through China, Weiwei, China, 4.8, 10 kilometer depth. But Volcano Discovery reporting a lot more earthquakes than that. 4.4, 4.8, 4.6, 4.6, all across the Tibetan Plateau. Carrying on here, 4.4, Albania, 10 kilometer depth. Pretty rare earthquake as well for Albania. And just recently, a 5.1 earthquake, South Sandwich Islands, 35 kilometer depth. Notable here, 5.4 earthquake southeast of Easter Island at a 10 kilometer depth, Nazca Plate. South America quiet today with a 4.2 here in Peru, 120 kilometer depth, but notable 4.9 in Capital, Colombia, 153 kilometer depth, and just northward in Haiti, reporting a 4.1 earthquake, 10 kilometer depth, and eerily quiet through Puerto Rico into the Virgin Islands with the 3.3, 15 kilometer depth. Heads up through that region, a subduction zone and many volcanoes showing signs of unrest through the area. Across the United States, Texas, 2.7, largest through the region being a 3.5 here. Bodie, California, just north of Mono Lake, followed by 2.8, and as well 3.3 here reported off the coast of Oregon up into the Juan de Fuca Plate. Pretty busy through Hawaii today, but the summit has not changed since last night's update. Pahala, largest seeing today, was 3.3, about 3 of them. Alaska, Adak, Alaska, 4.2, followed by 4.0 and a 3.9. So minor activity continuing through Alaska. And as well through Japan. Wow, Japan's really busy today. Starting with the 4.5 southward, moving into the 4.9. As well a 4.8 there in Nano, Japan. Heads up, stay aware and prepared. That is a very large and deep earthquake. We can always expect a larger, shallower earthquake to follow. So heads up, be ready, just have a plan. Hashtag no fear here with Daily Events Worldwide, keeping humanity aware and prepared. Way too quiet there, Solomon Islands, in between Indonesia and Fiji, in my opinion. Looking at the last 7 days for earthquakes across the planet. Increasing activity through the Atlantic, as well as South Pacific, South Atlantic. Way too quiet. Up into the Cascades. Let's have a look at the Pacific Disaster Center, showing most recent satellite imagery and as well the most recent volcanoes getting updated. Starting out here with Reventador in Ecuador. As well Semeru, Indonesia, Sangay in Ecuador, Languila, Papua New Guinea, Nevadas de Ruiz, Colombia, Fuego, Guatemala. Many flood alerts, storm alerts, Swiss and Najima, Japan. Popo in Mexico, Sabancaya in Peru. So that's about 11 volcanoes getting updated today, as opposed to the 8 yesterday. Looking at storms through Brazil, east and west, as well Paraguay, as forecasted here with Daily Events Worldwide. Flood alerts still across central and south and northeast United States. Pretty big systems moving through the Pacific right now. And watching the long-range forecast here, the big one forming West Pacific. Still storms through Queensland, and watch for them to pop up daily over the next few days. Tropical Cyclone Gombe is a named storm now. Been talking about that storm for the last couple days. Watch for the long-range forecast of that storm as it reforms after making across Madagascar. Let's get to the forecast here, brought to you by Venture Sky and as well Daily Events Worldwide. Starting out here, home base Ontario, where cool conditions have now moved in. We had rain overnight and as well freezing rain today, and then it finally turned to snow. This system is expected to move into the Atlantic provinces, affecting all of the Atlantic provinces right up into Newfoundland into Tuesday. Watch for extreme winter conditions, some very strong winds, and a lot of snow associated with that storm. As well, watching this storm develop out of the Gulf Wednesday into Thursday. Going to bring some extreme weather events to eastern seaboard and right up into the northeastern United States. Cold temperatures and snow still lingering across the western parts of the United States. Dry areas receiving some snow coming from the north. High pressure ridge moving in, going to dry things out across the west coast after a dusting of snow through Alberta. Overlooking South America, still watching for stormy conditions through Buenos Aires, Argentina, Chile, as well as some torrential downpours across northern parts, coastal regions towards Venezuela. Overlooking Europe, low pressure center moving out of the Mediterranean over the next couple days. But then watching as a big system comes out of the Atlantic here, heading into Ireland and the United Kingdom for Friday into Saturday. And I've been warning about this system here for a few days, as you will be seeing some very strong winds associated with this storm and high waves. Forecast here looking right into next weekend. See a low pressure center developing just south of Italy. And as well, a lot of snow coming in behind the Atlantic, overlooking Africa and Madagascar. Tropical Cyclone Gombe. You can see here forming again and then affecting the west coast of Madagascar. So it's affecting the east coast now, northeast. It's going to cross Madagascar and then head southward, affecting western parts. So thoughts and prayers going out to everybody affected there. Looks like Australia, rain is to continue across northeast, and you just missed a cyclone there. And then the big picture here into the United States next weekend. Could see some very warm temperatures moving in. By the way, this is the long-range forecast. It does look like it's going to be warming up. Going to leave you here looking at the northern hemisphere, showing the low-pressure systems spinning across our planet, as well noting the big systems that are now developing through the North Atlantic. Very sizable and concerning conditions developing there. Thanks for watching today. Please share this video with your friends and family. Stay aware and prepared. Stay young and have fun. And get your daily dew. Bye-bye now. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from across the world.